Welcome again, everyone, to the Wellness Tank. As we delve deeper into understanding the concepts of wellness, especially in terms of Ayurveda, today I have a panel of experts from the DXN clinics. And with me is Dr. Aishwarya, who's an MD in Dravyaguna, that's herbology.
Yes, thank you.
And with me is also Dr. Smitha, who is an MD physician and in MD medicine in Ayurveda.
Thank you.
And Dr. Sneha, who is an Ayurveda physician and also an yoga expert. So welcome to the show, all of
Thank you.
Okay, so the reason we are here is to discuss about wellness, and wellness can be only understood if we discuss about the concepts. And at the core of everything is some basic philosophy or concepts that drive the science, right? And Ayurveda is a science in itself. So to understand, the most common word that we always use when it comes to Ayurveda is this word called dosha. So let's, dedicate this episode to the concept of understanding dosha, because I think a lot of misnomer around the concepts of dosha. So since all four of us are from the Ayurveda field, let's try and discuss on what exactly is dosha. So can we start with Dr. Smitha? So what is your take on dosha?
So dosha are the basic principles that govern our physiological and psychological movements in body. Like we have three doshas, we all know Vata, Pitta and Kapha. So why we call it as a dosha? Dosha means dushayanti iti doshaha. Those who become dushit means they become faulty by itself, and they make faulty to others as well. Like Upadhatu, Mala and Rasa also. We have Saptadhatu, Rasa, Rakta, Mansamita, Asthi, Majja and Shukra. The Saptadhatu will get faulty because of dosha. That's why we call it as a dosha.
Is it something to do with the balance? It means if because they become imbalanced, that is why they cause imbalance in everything else?
Yes, right.
Okay, that's good. And what is your take on doshas?
Yes, before dosha, there is one more concept in Ayurveda, which is Panchamahabhuta.
I was going to ask you that. Yeah. Please tell me.
Panchamahabhuta. As we all know, that is, everything in the universe is made up of atoms, molecules or matters. But Ayurvedically, we said that everything is made up of Panchamahabhuta. What is Panchamahabhuta? These are first one is space. Akash is space. Then Vayu, air. Agni, that is fire. Then fourth one is Jala, that is water. And last one is Prithvi, that is earth. So these are the Panchamahabhutas in Ayurveda, and we say that everything is made up of these Panchamahabhutas. And contribution or combination of these Panchamahabhutas gives rise to biophysical energies, which we call doshas.
Very interesting, So sometime when I was in college, I used to study the Panchamahabhuta with the fingers, So this I used to say, this is Agni, then this is Vayu, and this is the tallest of all, that shows space, and then this is Prithvi, and this was Jal. So this is how we, defined the Panchamahabhutas. But is the combination and permutation combination of these that form the doshas? Dr. Sneha, all yours. Basics is all yours.
Vata, Pitta, Kapha are the three doshas. So हम क्या कहते हैं कि Vata dosha is the combination of Akash and Vayu.
Akash and Vayu.
That is space and air, Panchamahabhuta.
Okay.
Pitta dosha is the combination of fire and Jala, that is fire and water.
Okay.
Kapha dosha is the combination of Prithvi, that is earth, and Jala, water.
Okay. Oh, fantastic. So they form like they have the affinity to each other, because of which they form these particular doshas. And these doshas then, when they become imbalanced, means there is a difference in the state because of many reasons that this imbalance can come in, and then their nature changes, right? And if the doshas, so there should be a basic definition of what kind of doshas are there, how many different types of doshas are there. There would be types, and every type would have a particular characteristic. Is that so?
Yes.
You want to answer that? Yeah, Dr. Aishwarya.
Okay, yes. Every dosha, Vata, Pitta and Kapha, all three have five types each. It depends on where it is present in the body and what functions it has. So it will be like
suppose if we take Vata dosha, it is Pran, Udan, Vyan, Saman, Apan. So these names have been given basically on the position where they are placed in the body. Like Pran is suppose in the lungs, so it is the air that you breathe in and breathe out. So it is the main function, like the movement and providing oxygen to the body. So similarly, Pitta also has 5 types, Kapha also has 5 types based on the functions they perform.
And I think as we go deeper into understanding, every subtlety around these types would come with characteristics. And as a physician, do you think they are important for a physician to understand the doshas and their characteristics?
Yes, because whenever patients comes to us, we first analysis their prakruti. Like the disease is like Vata dosha, because of Vata dosha or because of Pitta dosha or Kapha dosha. So according to the doshic prakruti, the diagnosis can be confirmed, and then the prognosis will be depend on that. Because if you are Vata prakruti and you are getting the symptoms like osteoarthritis or pain, inflammation, the disease is going towards the Vata prakop. Okay, so we have to treat according to that.
Yeah. So, Dr. Sneha, when you're talking about the characteristics, can you just help us understand the characteristics of the 3 basic doshas, the Vata, Pitta, Kapha?
Vata, Pitta,
Some tip. I know there would be a different detailed questionnaire about it, but some idea that somebody can understand this is my prakriti.
Sir, there is a difference between dosha and prakriti. Yes, actually हम जब अभी देख रहे हैं ना कि बहुत सारे वेबसाइट्स पे जब जाते हैं कि find your dosha और discover your dosha और take a quiz on dosha, so you cannot do that. Actually, you can do is discover your prakriti, find your prakriti or take a quiz on your prakriti.
But here, when you're talking about prakriti, they also use the same word that
actually
Vata prakriti, Pitta
yes,
prakriti, and Kapha
prakriti
prakriti.
is the nature of that person.
Okay.
Prakriti is fixed by birth. When the first cell of that person is formed by the conjugation of ovum and sperm, at that time your prakriti is fixed.
So then how is it related to dosha, prakriti and dosha?
Actually, there are 7 types of prakriti. Vata, Pitta, Kapha, that is single prakriti. Then dual prakriti. Vata, Pitta, Vata, Kapha and Pitta, Kapha. And third one is, that is 3 doshaj prakriti. Vata, Pitta, Kapha in balanced state. So, doshas are only 3, Vata, Pitta, Kapha, and prakritis are different.
Okay, but then what is their relationship? Is it the, as you said, at the time of birth, when or at the time of conception basically, your prakriti has already been decided or formed?
It is a gift by our parents.
Oh, it's a gift by our parents. So, does it that your parents' doshas actually help you form your prakriti? Is that so? I would like to know.
No, it doesn't only depend on that. It is also the mental state of the mother, the food that she is eating, and the sperm and ovum, like the bodily fluids, whatever are present, that help in formation of the fetus. So whatever condition is present at that particular time helps in conditioning the prakriti of the baby. That decides what prakriti the baby will be.
And once that is decided and formed, it remains as a part of his personality for the rest of the life?
Yes.
Then he can never change it?
No, he cannot.
He cannot change it. Oh, then there are problems or no problems if somebody lives with his prakriti?
Actually, if the prakriti is Pitta prakriti or Pitta Kapha prakriti, so that person should live like that doshas, like Pitta prakriti upakramas are mentioned in Ayurveda. Pitta prakriti, people get diseases of digestive system especially. So digestive system or IBS, hyperacidity, they get that kind of diseases. So if you know your prakriti is Pitta Kapha prakriti, so you can avoid those things like eating outside food, junk food, eating spicy or oily food. You can manage by knowing your prakriti.
So actually knowing your prakriti can help you actually take care of yourself well.
Yes.
And isn't that the basis of wellness? So
Yes.
then knowing your Prakriti is a very important
Yes.
criteria, you know. And I think today people are so much unaware of themselves. They treat wellness as one standard protocol. If somebody is giving them a so-called protocol for diet or exercise, everybody use it for everyone.
Everyone.
And I don't think so that will, be the right way the Ayurveda would define it.
Yes. Ayurveda treat every individual differently.
Yeah.
Because when patient comes to us, we take history first. According to history, like lifestyle, their diet habits. According to that, the treatment changes for every individual.
So when these doshas, as you said, they get formed because of the permutation combination of the Pancha Mahabhuta. Okay, now when they are formed, they will definitely have a tendency to want to increase their characteristics, because these three would, like Vata, would want to have more Vata. It's but natural, right? Like, for example, I have these taste buds in my tongue, and if these sweet taste buds are going to demand more sweet, and with more sweet it becomes more, and then it becomes a craving. So is this also with the doshas, that Vata will seek for more Vata related activities, more Vata related this, and then actually is bringing Vata to a state of prakop, where it is going beyond a particular thing? Yes, Dr. Sneha.
तो आयुर्वेदा में एक कंसेप्ट बताया गया है, दैट इज सामान्य सिद्धांत बताया गया है, दैट इज सामान्य विशेष सिद्धांत. फॉर एग्जांपल, जैसे आपने कहा कि यू हैव, अगर आपको कुछ क्रेविंग है, लाइक जैसे कि मुझे शी इज अ कफा प्रकृति, ओके, एंड
Oh, you have already defined her as kapha? You all have already worked out your prakriti? So what prakriti is, Dr. Aishwarya?
एक्चुअली सर मोस्ट ऑफ पीपल विद डुअल प्रकृति, हमें बहुत कम लोग मिलते हैं with
But there will be something major, right?
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
So what is the dominant one?
predominant, yeah.
So what is Dr. Aishwarya?
She is pitta.
Oh, she's Pitta Prakriti.
Yeah.
What about Dr. And what about you?
Pitta.
Pitta. Okay. And what about me?
You're Vata.
My Vata. Yeah, I'm definitely Vata, because I speak so much, I'm totally everywhere. Yeah. So Vata, definitely. Yeah. So you see, Prakriti analysis and understanding your own type, what type you are. Ayurveda was actually dealing with you and only you, and nothing mattered more in terms of wellness than you. I have a very important question to ask all three doctors here, that when you said the doshas are nothing but a state of imbalance of the basic Prakriti, or now again I'm going back to Prakriti, but Prakriti we leave it for another day. But when you say doshas and they getting imbalanced, what would be the reason? Why would something that is already been a part of me get imbalanced?
Okay. So causes of imbalance. Before that, we all should know the characteristics of dosha. Because of that characteristic, we get imbalance of doshas. Like Vata dosha, the rukshata is there, dryness is there. Tatra ruksho laghu shita manda sukshma chala nilaha. ये श्लोक है वाकभट का. तो उसमें वात दोष के जो गुणधर्म बताए, वो रुक्ष है, ड्राई है, और वो चल है, लाइक मूवमेंट्स बहुत ज्यादा करता है. तो और उसके बाद जो पित्त है जो उष्ण, तीक्ष्ण, सर, स्निग्ध, ये सारे गुणधर्म उसके हैं. कफ जो है वो स्थिर, स्थिमित, पिछल, स्टिकीनेस होता है, हेवीनेस होता है कफ में. तो जैसे ये कैरेक्टरिस्टिक जो है, जो हम कंज्यूम करते हैं, लाइक डाइट के बारे में अभी मैं कहूँ, तो अगर आपको कफ दोष कोई प्रकृति है, अगर आप कफ प्रकोपक आहार, जो मैंने कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स अभी बताए, जैसे आप गुरु आहार ले रहे हो, हेवी टू डाइजेस्ट फूड आप ले रहे हो, या फिर आप ज्यादा ऑयली ले रहे हो, तो आपका कफ दोष बढ़ेगा. उसमें विहार भी आता है, लाइक आपका लाइफस्टाइल, आप सीडेंटरी लाइफस्टाइल करोगे, आप स्थिर रहोगे, ज्यादा इमोबाइल कफ का गुणधर्म है कि वो इमोबाइल रहता है. अगर आप एक ही जगह पे बहुत देर बैठते हो तो आपका कफ दोष बढ़ेगा. जैसे ओबेसिटी, पीसीओडी, ये जो लाइफस्टाइल डिसीजेस आ रहे हैं वो उसी की वजह से आ रहे हैं. अगर पित्त दोष के बारे में कहा जाए तो जो तीक्ष्ण उष्ण पदार्थ जो हम लेते हैं, स्पाइसी फूड लेते हैं, या फिर अध्यशन करते हैं, कभी भूख नहीं लगती, बस टेस्ट अच्छा लग रहा है, टेस्ट बड को कुछ तो अच्छा चाहिए तो वो खा लेते हैं, तो वो पित्त दोष प्रकोप होता है, वो इम्बैलेंस हो जाता है. उसमें वृद्धि भी होता है और पित्त का क्षय भी होता है. तो पित्त वृद्धि में हमें सारे स्किन डिसीजेस है, या फिर आईबीएस जैसे सिम्टम्स, अल्सरेटिव कोलाइटिस, हाइपर एसिडिटी, हेयर फॉल, ये सारे सिम्टम्स दिखते हैं. अगर पित्त का क्षय होता है तो अग्नि मंद हो जाता है, डाइजेस्टिव फायर लो हो जाता है, क्योंकि पित्त का डायरेक्टली रिलेशन है डाइजेस्टिव फायर से. तो अगर आपकी भूख अच्छी है तो आपका पित्त दोष बैलेंस स्टेज में है. वात का भी सेम वही है, जो फास्ट लाइफस्टाइल है आजकल, तो उसकी वजह से वात का प्रकोप होता है, क्योंकि वात का कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स है मोबिलिटी, मूवमेंट्स। जो ज्यादा मूवमेंट्स करते हैं उनका वात दोष बढ़ेगा, जो ज्यादा ट्रैवल करते हैं उनका वात दोष बढ़ेगा, तो उनको ये वात दोष रिलेटेड डिसीजेस होते हैं, जैसे कि अस्थि धातु रिलेटेड डिसीजेस, ऑस्टियोआर्थराइटिस है, आम वात है, ये सारे डिसीजेस उनको।
अच्छा, very nicely said. But यहाँ पे when you're saying that these doshas have prakop and kshay, so there should be a state of balance also. And how does one try to achieve that? Because when you're saying that, let's say rukshata or snigdhata, these are the properties of the same matter. But the same matter is being conditioned in different times with your diet, with the environment, with many other reasons. So then how does one actually try to bring balance in themselves, especially in balancing the doshas? Anybody would like to answer that? Yeah, let's take Dr. Sneha.
फॉर एग्जाम्पल मैं वात प्रकृति हूँ तो मुझ में ड्राइनेस ज़्यादा है, राइट। मुझे कोल्डनेस से प्रॉब्लम है, क्योंकि वाता का ये क्वालिटी है कि कोल्ड, शीत, तो मुझे उसके ऑपोजिट डाइट लेना चाहिए। जैसे कि वाता का क्वालिटी है कि ड्राइनेस, तो मुझे ऑयली ज़्यादा खाना चाहिए। कोल्ड के ऑपोजिट मुझे ज़्यादा गर्म चीज़ें खानी चाहिए। इस तरीके से आप वाता को बैलेंस स्टेट में ला सकते।
ये नेचुरली नहीं होता? Doesn't it happen naturally that Vata will have an affinity to do exactly opposite, or it happens that he would like to do something that he is more like?
It is very true. So it's like just if you are suffering from cold, so definitely the person feels like having something hot. So that is going to balance. So any dosha that has increased in the body, so that person tends to eat the opposite of that increased vata dosha. Like for vata it is cold, so the person will feel like having more warm food or sit in a warm place, which will automatically decrease the vata dosha.
Yes, and hot fermentation. Yes, and Sarvanga Snehan with hot oil, lukewarm oil, that also relieves the vata.
So now you're going into lifestyle, and that's what wellness is all about, right? You have to choose a lifestyle that suits you to keep your doshas in balance. And that's another interesting topic. I think we can go deeper into it later. But since we are continuing here, I want to do the whole diet fad that people are now talking about, and the vata diet and the pitta diet and the kapha diet, and people are talking about diet. So again, just do you follow them, blankly as people are doing? We all do it, or you should know your prakriti or your dosha state. Because in every condition, I'm sure the way people are living, somebody is suffering from something or the other. That means when you say suffering, that means doshas, either there is a prakop or shay, correct? And if there is this kind of prakop or shay, so there should be a lifestyle that one has to choose, even the diet and even the seasonal changes and all those things. So we're talking about the diet and the lifestyle that we can add. You want to add something?
Yes, for suppose you have already been diagnosed yourself with the vata prakriti. So what you can do is, you already know that there are certain disorders which affect these people. Like there's osteoporosis, or they will suffer from anxiety and depression. So these set of disorders, you know that you are vata prakriti and you tend to get these disorders. So basically for that you can start adapting a sort of diet and lifestyle, like the previous one, like she said, that you can do oiling of your body, use hot fermentation, or exercising and sitting in a place quietly, meditating, because vata has this characteristic of being chanchal, where like they are very fast paced, so they need to reduce their speed, which will keep a balance.
Very interested in this, because like when you know your doshas, you try to then see the problems it creates. And when you see the problems it creates, you don't want them. Then you knew exactly the opposite of it to try to reduce those problems. And that's exactly what is the way you heal yourself, right? And I'm sure we all know our doshas. That's what we studied. So I had this habit when I realized that I am Vata Prakriti. I made a habit of Snehan every day. So oil was my thing that I was applying on my body every day. It means I actually let go of the soap bath and I actually went into an oil bath, and that's one thing. Then I knew my mind was wandering here and there. That's the nature of Vata. So I learned and maybe got inclined towards meditation, and Shunya became a part of my lifestyle. And same happened with diet and many things I started it. And trust me, a change in the way I was living changed the way what my being is. And I can tell you that even though I have a Prakriti of Vata, this Vata is now more channelized. Rather than before, it was very dissipated, it was scattered. Now it is like a channel it goes through, and I can use it for the things that I need it, right? Before that, it was out of my control. Now, the same energy, I think, is being channelized in a better way. So as you all know your Prakriti, did something like this ever happen to you? Did you all try to change something in your Prakriti? Yeah, Dr. Sneha?
Yes, as I am a Pitta Prakriti, so I'm short temper. तो मैं हमेशा ट्राई करती हूँ कि मुझे जल्दी गुस्सा आ जाता है, तो यस शांत रहना है, एकदम से रिएक्ट नहीं करना है. So yeah,
it helps if you know what type you are. So with you, Dr. Smita?
Yes, so my Prakriti is Kapha Pitta. Kapha is more dominant in me, and for that I try to exercise daily, because Kapha persons tend to gain weight very easily. So I try to exercise, and then I avoid most sweets things or spicy things. So Madhur, Amla, Lavan, those three rasa will increase your kapha dosha. That's why I try to avoid that. I take katu tikta kashaya, like astringent, spicy, and pungent taste mostly. So I like those tastes, and I avoid the prior three one, Madhur, Amla, and Lavan.
But do you like them, Madhur, Amla, Lavan? Do you like it? Not so much.
Not so much.
Maybe you have conditioned yourself now that you have not to like it. But that if you do, it will be not right for her, right?
Yes. That will increase my Vata, and I will be like increased Vata dosha, and then tend to have.
But your Pitta Prakriti, how do you manage, and what are your challenges, and how did you try to curb it?
So basically, I am also like short-tempered, a little fast-paced, because I also have Vata dosha as a submissive personality in me. So I also try to keep calm. I tend to I speak fast, I walk fast, or I take quick decisions, and I even tend to come back from it. So since I know these are the traits of my Prakriti, I try to look into this and keep calm. Whenever I start speaking fast, I try to tell myself, no, I have to speak slow. So that helps me keep a balance.
So the awareness that comes when you know that these are the fundamentals of your Prakriti, your own doshas, and if you know your doshas, the reasons that they actually get imbalanced, and if you could work on the reasons, like we say the Karya Karan Bhav, the cause that actually manifests into effect based on the conditioning, and it's the conditioning that we have a chance to work on, right? And through awareness. So when it comes up to yoga, does yoga play a role in balancing your dosha?
तो योगा की बात करें तो आयुर्वेदा में अर्धशक्ति व्यायाम बताया गया है. तो सबके लिए हम सेम टाइप का योगा या एक्सरसाइज नहीं बता सकते. कफ प्रकृति के लिए हम ज्यादा योगा या ज्यादा एक्सरसाइज प्रेफर करते हैं, क्योंकि उनमें कफ दोष ज्यादा होता है, तो ज्यादा एक्सरसाइज करना जरूरी है. फॉर वात प्रकृति या वात दोष कम करने, बैलेंस रखने के लिए हम अर्धशक्ति व्यायाम ही बताते हैं, क्योंकि अगर आप ज्यादा एक्सरसाइज करते हो तो आपका वात दोष बढ़ता है. तो हमें बढ़ाना नहीं है, हमें बैलेंस स्टेट में रखना है. तो आपको तब तक ही एक्सरसाइज करनी है जब तक आपको प्रॉपर, जब तक पसीना आता है, एंड देन आपको स्टॉप कर देनी है एक्सरसाइज फॉर वाता. एंड फॉर पित्त ऑल्सो सेम, आपको ज्यादा एक्सरसाइज नहीं करनी है, क्योंकि इससे भी आपका पित्त दोष बढ़ता है.
Very interesting, means exercise भी cannot be generalized. ये भी आपकी प्रकृति हिसाब से, एज के हिसाब से, दोष के हिसाब से you have to customize. And when it comes up to I see the health, and especially people suffering from diseases and conditions, various chronic illnesses, I think that's a state where already the doshas have started to take up shape, like either they are in Prakopavastha or in Kshayavastha, or maybe they have gone completely out of order in Vishamavastha. So how does one, by regular consulting with a physician, can they help to reverse these conditions?
Yes. First, find your Prakriti, which dosha is dominant in your. So, in Ayurveda, it is mentioned that according to avastha, there is dominance of dosha. Like in Bala avastha, in childhood, there is kapha prakop. Like we see the children get cough, cold, fever, recurrent. Okay, and then in yuva avastha, there is pitta dosha, dominance. So pitta vadis are there, and in old age there is vata dosha is predominant. So vata related diseases are there. So we assume that we have to follow some routine like dinacharya mentioned in Ayurveda. So we can be healthy with following the dinacharya and rutucharya.
So discipline plays another role in making sure that you are managing your imbalance of doshas. And when it comes to herbs, are there herbs and doshas, they have some relationship?
Yes. So for you to stay balanced, even like if you have diagnosed your Prakriti, if your Vata dosha, you can use some herbs that are hot in potency. So the same won't be useful for Pitta Prakriti, as their Prakriti is a hot in nature. They need to use some cool potency drugs. So it may be like chandan, like maybe soft. So these are like cold potency drugs that they can use, herbs. And for Kapha, the same thing like Vata, because that is also like a cold one. So they require hot potency herbs which they can consume. So it will help reduce the phlegm in them and help reduce the fats. So that will be useful for them.
Yeah, so dosha is a pretty interesting basic concept, and it's the underlying concept on which the whole science of Ayurveda is based on, right? The foundation. And one, if he needs to understand Ayurveda, I think it all begins with understanding the doshas. I think today we were able to give a little insight into what doshas are, how important they are, and why their imbalance causes so many diseases and conditions, why their balance can bring the state of wellness. It is interesting that doshas are the basis on which a person's personality and characteristics are built and a behavior is formed, and that's what Prakriti is all about. But that's another very interesting topic, like you all, I'm sure, just said that my Prakriti is this and my Prakriti is this based on doshas. I'm sure the viewers are also interested to know their Prakriti, so maybe we could have another session on only understanding Prakriti. Because if we could understand Prakriti, it's like understanding the soil. If you understand the soil, you know what to plant in it, right? So we should have a session on that. What's your opinion on that?
Yes, sure, definitely, because people need to diagnose their own Prakriti for wellness.
Yeah. So I think that brings us to the end of the session. So while we just close down today's session, it was an interesting conceptual session on understanding the doshas for in respect to wellness. So any closing statements from all of you, to start with Dr. Sneha?
Yeah. I want you to know, all of you, that Ayurveda is not a spiritual science or not a religious science, because people try to connect it with religion. It is pure medical science more than anything else. And yes, let's discover your Prakriti with us and live a healthy life, because Ayurveda is self-knowledge for self-healing.
Very good. Nice message for you all. Dr. Smita?
Okay, so I would like to say that in Dinacharya, it is told that you should wake up early in the morning, like in Brahma Muhurta. So wake up early in the morning, because it is Vatakal. Morning 2 to 6 is Vatakal, and Vata is responsible for all the movements. So excretion movement and bowel movements are responsible for Vata dosha. So you wake up early in the morning, then you don't feel constipated or any digestive diseases you don't get.
So another tip, a fantastic wellness tip, wake up early in the morning. I think it's a challenge for many, but it's still an interesting tip. Okay, Dr. Aishwarya.
I would like to say that practice yoga and pranayam daily, and also stay tuned with us so that you can know your Prakriti and other healthy tips that you can follow to stay healthy.
So Dr. Aishwarya gives you a tip. Association matters, so don't miss the episodes of Wellness Tank. This association will actually make you better in understanding what wellness is all about. So thank you so much for your time today, and we'll see you on another episode with another concept of Ayurveda as we build on the education platform to help people understand the way to wellness. Thank you so much, and thank you all for being patient listeners and watchers, please leave your comments and any questions that you have in the comment section below, so that we could pull this up in the next following episodes and we could ask the experts. So stay connected. See you next time. Bye-bye.